大家好, 안녕하세요, 大家好. Welcome back to another episode of my KGSP series. Today's video and upcoming KGSP videos will be a bit more laid back. It is more of a sit down and chat with me kind of style. So get your snacks, get comfortable, get your notebook, sit down and let's begin. I will be talking about different topics regarding KGSP which many of you guys have been very eager to know more about. For example, allowance, accommodations, school life. Today we'll be talking about the KGSP allowance. What is the amount, whether it is enough, how to save up, etc. I've written down everything on my laptop, so I'll be referring to it as I go, so let's begin. First, for those of you who are not familiar with the KGSP program, it is basically a scholarship that is given by the Korean government for international students who are hoping to pursue their undergraduate studies or graduate studies here in Korea. Let's start off with the monthly allowance given to you under the KGSP scholarship program. For those of you who are in your one-year language course before you start your studies, as of 2021, the monthly allowance for those in the Korean language courses is 900,000 won. As for undergraduate students who are starting to begin their bachelor's degree, it is the same. So you receive 900,000 won, but if you have TOPIK level 5 or 6, you are given an extra 100,000 won per month. So in total, you will get 1 million won per month. As for graduate students, you will get 1 million won per month. And if you have TOPIK level 5 or 6, you will also be given an extra 100,000 won per month. So for me, I'm a graduate student with TOPIK level 6, which means I get 1,100,000 won per month. So how is the allowance given to you? You will have to make a Korean bank account when you arrive to Korea. And then afterwards, you will have to give your bank details to your school. For my school, SNU, it is a little bit more troublesome in the sense that you would have to go to the Office of International Affairs every single month to sign a piece of paper during a specific time period in order for you to get your allowance on time. I usually signed my allowance on the third week of the month so that I can get my allowance wired to me by the end of the month or the start of the next month. Let me give you guys an example to make it easier for you to understand. It is currently the month of January now, so if I'm hoping to get my February allowance on the first week of February, I would have to sign my allowance paper on the third week of January. There might be some occasions where the allowance will not be wired to you on time because of certain issues, so do remember to bear that in mind. And also, the signing of allowance might differ from school to school, so remember to check with your school when you arrive in Korea. Moving on, the big question of whether it is enough. My answer is that it is enough for you to survive, but it will not be enough for you to be able to enjoy everything that you desire here in Korea. A very important point that you guys have to remember is that the expenses for your accommodations are not included in the scholarship, which means you would have to pay for everything from your monthly allowance. I have friends who are staying in dormitories, which is way cheaper compared to you staying outside of school on your own. The price of the dorms are the same regardless of whether you are a KGSP student or not, which means you would not get any form of discount even if you are a KGSP student. But from what I do know that KGSP students get priority in terms of rooms, and I believe that most KGSP students are able to get a dormitory when you arrive in Korea. I will talk about accommodations in another video, so remember to subscribe to the channel for more. For my friends who are currently staying on their own, in their own one-room apartment or office-tel, half of their monthly allowance usually goes to paying the rent. So in their case, I know many of them would say that the KGSP allowance is not enough. As for dorms, as I mentioned earlier, it is a lot cheaper compared to one-room apartments or office-tel, so you might only use up 1/4 of your monthly allowance. In addition, if you're going to be staying in dormitories, I would assume that you'll be eating more school food compared to delivery. So that is going to save you a lot more money because food delivery can be quite expensive. If you're going to be choosing to stay on your own outside of school, cooking your own meals would definitely be the only option to help you save some money. Thankfully, if you're a KGSP scholar, your insurance has been covered, so technically your fixed cost per month would be your rent, electric bills, transportation, and phone bill. Personally, I'm able to usually save about 1/4 to half of my allowance every single month But that is also because I don't really spend much on shopping, makeup, beauty products, or even clothes. I usually just spend my money on groceries so that I can cook my meals, and of course my Stray Cat family, which I'm taking care of, and occasionally I would meet my friends for a meal once in a while. A tip for those of you who are worried about not having enough money during your time here in Korea, or if you are worried that you are not able to save up using the allowance given to you, is that meal prepping or cooking your own meals is the way to go. An average meal that I make usually costs around 4,000 won in terms of the prices of the ingredients, while a food delivery will cost from 10,000 won to 20,000 won. Let's say the price of your food delivery costs around 15,000 won per meal on average. And then you have your lunch and dinner, that is 2 meals a day that is going to be done via food deliveries. So that is already 30,000 won each day for just food. And then you have 7 days a week, that is going to be 210,000 won on meals for 1 week. And then you multiply by 4 weeks in a month, that is going to be 840,000 won on just food. Obviously, allowance would not be enough because you would still have to pay for your rent, your transportation fee, your phone bill, etc. Let's compare it with me cooking my meals. So my groceries per week usually come up to around 80,000 won. And we take 80,000 won, multiply by 4 weeks in a month, that is only 320,000 won spent on food. The difference between both situations is around 520,000 won. You can save up to 520,000 won if you are going to be cooking your own meals. Of course, I understand that you might get sick of cooking after a while, or during the exam period you don't have time to cook. I do feel that sometimes, so what I do is that maybe I will just order delivery for just 1 meal and cook the rest, because that is still going to save quite a bit of money. All in all, because we are scholars, we are here to study, I believe that the amount that they are giving us is sufficient for us to survive as students. However, if you are going to be going out a lot, you're going to party, you're going to go shopping, then obviously the allowance will not be enough for you. Therefore, I would always encourage those who are hoping to do a bit more than just studying here in Korea, like travel, do some shopping, meet your friends, have some fun, to always bring extra money with you when coming to Korea. It is always better to have a bit more money on hand in case of emergency as well. A big thank you to those of you who responded to my Instagram stories when I asked what you guys wanted to know about the KJSP allowance. So remember to follow me on my Instagram, because I will always have updates on KJSP videos. I will always ask what would you guys like to know about a certain KJSP topic, and I will also update when I'm going to have my KJSP live Q&A. If you guys have any more questions about the KJSP allowance, feel free to leave it down in the comment section below and I'll reply to it, or I'll make a part 2 video for you guys. If you guys enjoyed today's video, and if you hope to see more videos like this, remember to press that like button, subscribe, and press that notification bell, and I will see you guys really soon.